Alright folks, welcome back to Michelin Motorshow updates, where we bring you all the action from the Paris Motor Show. And today we have a new face with us, a very pretty face. You've seen him before with us at the Geneva Motor Show coverage. We talked a lot about supercars. We're going to be talking about not just supercars, but more than that. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Aditya Patel. What have you been up to?
Racing season been going on, been doing a lot of other stuff on the side, getting into the business side of motorsport.
Very cool. We have a lot to talk about because Aditya has also been really busy, and we're going to get into that over consecutive videos. But first off, what do you think of this new setup?
It's pretty cool. It's huge compared to the last one.
We moved a little
Managed
bit
to fit a car in here.
First car we're going to be talking about today, Aditya, is the Audi E Tron. Tell us about it.
Well, the E Tron, as the name suggests, the E obviously means it's an electric car. And of course, if you look at the screen behind us, it's unmistakably Audi. It's got the typical Audi design. They say that it can do 400 kilometers on a full battery, which is pretty good for an SUV. Full charge in half an hour. Yeah, so that's pretty impressive, and I can fit a lot of luggage in. I can fit all my friends in. Well, almost. I don't have that many friends, but they all fit in there. And it's somewhere between a Q5 and a Q7. So I think it's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to actually seeing this in the flesh.
So the Audi E-tron is Audi's very first all-electric SUV. Mercedes also launched the EQC, and they released some very interesting figures. Mercedes' EQC, they claim, can do 500 kilometers to the range, which they've been very specific to mention is 100 kilometers more than the Audi. But a little bit more about it. Now the e-tron, like he mentioned, sits between the Q5 and the Q7, so that should give you an idea of the size of it. It offers 660 liters of luggage space, which is also very interesting. But perhaps the most interesting feature about the Audi e-tron is the rear view mirrors. In fact, they're no longer mirrors, they're cameras. And this has played a huge impact into the aerodynamic coefficient. It has an aerodynamic coefficient of 0.27, and I think a Prius is about a 0.22, if I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty impressive for a big machine like this to have
something this
to be more aerodynamically efficient. Now coming to the interiors of the e-tron, as you can see, it's nice and premium. It gets two large touchscreen displays in the central console that's angled towards the driver. In addition to that, you also have the addition of the virtual cockpit. And Aditya, I find the steering wheel very interesting. Does it remind you of something?
I think it's very familiar. I'm sure I've seen it in one of the concepts at an auto show before.
Although this is a full-all electric SUV, it still is very reminiscent of Audi. It doesn't seem alien, right?
It doesn't seem alien. Unlike most electric cars actually that we see these days, it's completely different inside. But there's still, I think when you're in it, you wouldn't really think you're in an electric car. I'm sure there's not going to be any noise, but I don't think, apart from the noise, you're not going to think you're in an electric car unless some sound comes out of the speakers.
But this is pretty interesting here, the ambient lighting. It's very Tron-like again. But overall, it comes with the Bang & Olufsen audio system, plenty of space in the rear for passengers as well. Being an all-electric car, we have to talk about the powertrain. What can you tell us about it?
From what I've read about this car, it puts out 400 bhp and over 600 Newton meters of torque. Like it says, it's got two electric motors to drive the four wheels, and what is different in an electric car is that the power coming out of the electric motors goes straight to the wheels. So it's instant power. Unlike in your regular engine where, you know, the power's got to go through a whole bunch of moving parts, through the transmission, into the drive shaft, to the wheels, and then you get a lot less power at the wheels. But in an electric car, it's just going to propel the car forward. It does 0 to 100 in 5.7 seconds for a big car like this. That's pretty fast. I think your everyday average driver is not going to find that comfortable when he puts his foot down. But of course, when you talk about the 400 km range, you're not going to be able to like put your foot down, whack again and again and again, because you won't get 400. You have to drive it like you drive your petrol car, like you're being with fuel prices going up. The more the prices go up, the slower you drive, the faster you get into a higher gear, things like that. But it is pretty impressive looking at the stats over here, and also the fact that you can charge the battery in about half an hour.
Welcome to the modern day, my friend.
I had a phone that could do that, not anymore because I switched.
Now, Audi is synonymous with Quattro, right? And but here it's of course in a different application, being all electric. So how do you think they would have adapted the Quattro technology to an electric platform like this?
Well, I mean, the Quattro system is basically the way the power is distributed among the four wheels variably. But now when you've got two motors driving the SUV, Obviously, the motors have to work well in sync with each other to be able to transmit power to the four wheels. And of course, it is an all-wheel drive car. So it will be interesting to see how it works, if it really works like the existing Quattro better.
Yeah.
Considering the power going to the wheels is instant, considering everything is a lot faster than it was before. So that will be interesting to see.
So I think it will actually benefit the Quattro system more than it would hurt it.
It should, technically it should.
Technically it
should.
So that's all the download that you needed to know about the Audi e-tron, a very interesting product. Now it should be launched in the first half of 2019 is what we've been told. It will be coming out of carbon neutral plant in Brussels.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's pretty interesting as well, at a price of around 68 lakh rupees in Europe. We should expect one in India. There's been speculation that the e-tron should make its way around 2019 or 2020 is what we've been told. But we just have to keep our fingers crossed, get behind the wheel. With that, what do you think about the Audi e-tron? You can let us know in the comment section below. This is Aditya Patel. My name is Glenn. We have a lot more content your way. Stay tuned.